Rochester is not the place that comes to mind when you think of diversity or places that most people know. And so you don't really expect much diversity coming in, which I was okay with when I was coming here. But I've been pleasantly surprised. At some point, I almost felt like I'd met a lot more people from different places when I was in Rochester than when I was living out on the East Coast, which was fascinating and just something you can think about. The thing that was even more remarkable here is just the diversity of the patients that you see. There's a lot of international patients that come here. A lot of patients come here from all over the U.S. That's just the diversity of the people, but you get into the science and the spectrum of science that is being done here, from pure basic science to very translational and clinical. And I think the in a nutshell, the diversity we get here is it's all around us, 360. It's not just the diversity of one thing in particular, but a lot of different things.
The MD-PhD program at Mayo Clinic is designed for students who desire both clinical and scientific training. The program admits students who are passionate about becoming physician scientists, and each of those students is guided in an individualized, caring, and supportive environment to achieving their goals.
Something that surprised me about Mayo Clinic in general is how easy it is to interact with any person here on campus, whether that's the leading expert in multiple myeloma or a neurosurgeon who you think their schedule is so busy, but really everyone is so open to making time for you. They respond to your emails so quickly. They're so excited to have you on your team. And being at a place like Mayo Clinic, you might not expect to have such easy access, but that's exactly the opposite of what I've come to understand, is that everyone really wants you to learn and to grow to become the best physician scientist you can possibly be.
This place, really, it is a hospital. It's a hospital with a singular focus on taking care of patients. And by extension, taking care of the people that take care of the patients. I think of this place as the place that does it's like the people's business. And being a learner in that environment, at least over the 8 years I've been here, you can't help it but just become infected with that culture, taking care of people.
Patients are great teachers. I can't say the number of the number of people we see, even sometimes very not doing well in the hospital. But if you say, can a student come in and sort of observe this would be really important for them to learn so that they can treat it in the future. Their answer is almost always yes, of course. And I'm always surprised and so grateful for that.
My first research rotation at Mayo Clinic was in the lab of Dr. Kendall Lee, which is the lab I eventually chose for my PhD training. It was quite a great experience, actually, because in that laboratory, the patients are really the research subjects. So the laboratory extends from the sort of the wet space to the dry space in the lab and extends into the operating room. So being able to be in the operating room on day one, seeing patients and seeing how we could translate research quickly to the patient and how patients can actually drive the research questions that we asked in the laboratory was really an exciting experience, especially for someone who's just starting.
We have over 98 mentors that are available to students to train them in the laboratory. We have 3 co-directors who are involved. We have administrative leaders who are there for the students and help them navigate the complexities of getting through the physician scientist path. And so this is a real community. I think one of the things that's really special about Mayo is that nobody ever says no to a student.
I remember walking around with my mother, she's a nurse, so she's had her time at other institutions. And when we walked into the Gonda building, she was absolutely just blown away. She didn't know she was at a hospital or at a medical institution. I remember her asking me if this was a hotel for patients to stay at while they get care. But I think that speaks to how intentional people are here about making the patient experience more enjoyable for patients when they come here. Nobody really sits down and decides to become sick on a particular day, and it's already a very stressful experience. And so the fact that people just take the time to think about what that experience is like for those patients and try to provide an environment that is could be therapeutic or healing in a way. I think it's one of the things that still stands out to me about this place.